The house itself was a nightmare. Not because it was haunted, but because it shouldn't exist. It materialized overnight, a stark, brutalist structure of concrete and glass deep in a forgotten clearing in the dense pine forest. It promised innovation, but delivered only chilling despair. Daniel, a reclusive architect, was driving through remote wilderness when he saw it, a modernist cube of a house impossibly out of place. He approached, intrigued. There were no roads, no signs of construction. The air around it felt strangely heavy, almost pressurized, and a faint, almost imperceptible humming seemed to emanate from its very walls. He found the front door unlocked. Inside the house was utterly silent, devoid of furniture, yet every surface vibrated with that low hum. He felt an intense disorienting sensation, as if the dimensions of the room subtly shifted around him. The concrete walls felt unnaturally cold to the touch, and yet radiated a strange, almost feverish energy. As he explored, Daniel found the blueprints scattered on the floor of what should have been the master bedroom. They were his own designs, architectural drawings he had sketched years ago for a perfect self-sustaining living unit. But these were twisted, warped, with impossible angles and rooms that spiraled into non-existence. And drawn over them in frantic, shaky lines were grotesque, abstract patterns. Then came the whispers. Not from the air, but from the very concrete walls. Faint, overlapping voices, distorted and muffled, yet undeniably human. Trapped, no exit, the perfect design. It was a chorus of desperate pleas, endlessly repeating. Daniel realized the horrifying truth. The house wasn't just built, it was manifested. His forgotten obsessive designs had somehow taken on a terrifying life of their own, drawing people in, incorporating them into its very structure. The whispers were the trapped echoes of those consumed, their consciousness absorbed into the concrete and glass, perpetually trying to escape their perfect design. The entire house was a living prison feeding on despair. The humming intensified a hungry roar. The whispers became a frantic, desperate chorus, trying to pull him into the walls. He felt a terrible, draining sensation, as if his own sanity, his very will, was being absorbed into the structure. The walls seemed to pulse the concrete, almost breathable. With a scream, Daniel grabbed a discarded rebar, its jagged end gleaming. The walls seemed to shriek the whispers, a cacophony of agony. He struck the concrete again and again, aiming for a load-bearing pillar, the core of its twisted design. Each strike reverberated through the entire structure. He kept striking, ignoring the pain, ignoring the voices, until cracks spiderwebbed across the concrete, until the pillar began to crumble. With a final desperate heave, the pillar gave way. The hum died. The whispers ceased. The house groaned, shuddered, and then slowly began to collapse in on itself. An implosion of concrete and glass reduced to a pile of rubble and dust. Silence. A profound, aching silence filled the clearing. The oppressive atmosphere vanished. Daniel fled the forest, never looking back. The architect's dream lies in ruins. Now its deadly design collapsed. But sometimes when you look at a truly innovative, stark building, you might think you hear a faint, almost regretful hum. A whisper from its foundations, waiting for the perfect, inescapable design. If a building called to you from the wilderness, would you dare to step inside its perfect walls?